everybody, and welcome to Sim Race TV, coming to you live tonight from Kentucky. Yeah, that's right, my home track here, Kentucky Speedway, race number 5 for the International Asphalt Association iRacing iFlag Truck Series, presented by XRE, Xcaliber Racing Engines. And tell you what, these trucks are out there getting it around right now. It's about 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes left here in practice. Then we're gonna move on to qualifying, where I'm not sure who's gonna put it on the pole right now. Let's turn these trucks down a little bit for you. Let's check out the top 10 here in practice right now. Blake Mosley on the top of the leaderboard. Jarrett Galloway in second. Richard Swavely rounds out the top 3. Derek Myers, Randy Brashears barely making into the top 5 here right now. And the pole time out there for practice is a 32.014 that Blake Mosley put down. And Jarrett Galloway, he's out there right now, riding behind TJ Coggins, the number 88 machine we was just looking at there. The 46 machine of Jarrett Galloway looking good tonight. Got a pretty fast race truck, and we're gonna have a good race coming up to you here. Kicking off in about 8 minutes, 9 minutes, I'd say. Let's see, 2 minutes of practice, 5 minutes of qualified. Yeah, about 9 minutes. So you got enough time to get what you need. If you need a drink or something else, you know, cold, whatever you feel necessary for a truck race at Kentucky Speedway, which is one of my favorite tracks. A little bumpy out there. A lot of people complain about the bumps and stuff, but you just got to learn how to use them as a marker, use them to your advantage. Either way, figure out how to get around this place here. Jarrett Galloway making a little bit of contact with the outside wall, coming off of turn number 2 there, but he's out there giving it his all. Richard Swavely here, the number 38 machine. He's the guy that's up in the number 3 spot right now here, this 38. Pretty fast race truck there. Only a 10th off of the pole time there. So these trucks are pretty close together. Top 5 are all down in the 32.1s. And then it goes Noah Samples with a 32.2. Charles Silvas Jr. with a 32.3. Sean Freeman 32.3. And David Clymer, the last one to make it up in the top 10 with a 32.333. A lot of threes going on right there, but I'm excited for this one. I've been waiting for this. They were off last week, so I missed them last week a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I love watching these trucks go around. These guys always put on a great show, some good racing, and it's about to get going here pretty soon. 20 minutes left, 20 seconds left here in practice. It's time to qualify. Who you got out there? Come on, throw me your picks out. Let's hear them. Who you going for this one? Prepare to qualify. Tell you what, I know a couple good trucks out there I'd like to go for. Points leader coming into tonight's race, Dustin German. Just now pulled up into the track, dropped his truck off out there, so he hadn't got any practice laps in. But I know he knows how to get around here. Great friend of mine. And he's gonna be hard to beat here, even though he hasn't had any practice laps. But he will get to run a few laps here in qualifying. So we'll take a look at him while he's out there qualifying, because he is the current points leader. And I will give him that respect there. 25-point lead is his lead there. Kyle Edgar in second. Richard Swavely third in points. Randy Brashears is 4th. Charles Silvas rounds out the top 5. And I tell you what, the top, say, I don't know, 20? Is it? From second to 20th, it looks like it's all within about 20 points of each other, man. Gosh, this is nice. So from second on back, Dustin German's got a 25-point lead, and then from second on back down to 19th, it looks like 20 points or so is separating all of those drivers. Wow, that's 18 trucks that are within 20 points of each other. And then we're going to Bristol next week. When you know how Bristol is, you know, man, it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out when they come up out of Bristol. But then after Bristol, they're going to head on to Auto Club Speedway out in California. and then the chase will start. So everything's really starting to kick up for this league. They got the early parts of the season under their belt, and hey, now they're just on the downhill slope here. But all these drivers being so close to each other, man, it's going to make it interesting. So we'll see what we have in store for us coming up here in the next few races or so. But with two, you know, second in points all the way back to 19th being within 20 points or so of each other, man, that is pretty wild. And that's going to make it interesting for sure as we lead on into the rest of the season. Dustin German, this driver right here in the number 6 machine tonight. He does have the 25-point lead over the whole field, so he does have it looking good for himself going into the rest of the season, and probably is already locked in. I would say it'd be hard for him not to be locked into the race, or the chase, sorry. So anyways, at least we know one of the chase drivers. Regular season points champ will win $15. Chase driver will win 10. Or hold on, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Chase driver that wins a chase race will receive $10 for winning that race as a chase driver in the chase. So that's pretty cool. The final four will get paid though. So these guys are giving out a little bit. I believe first 40, second 20, third 15, and then fourth is 10, I believe. But hey, don't quote anything I say, because you never know, man. It could be wrong. And everything I say is unofficial, is the way I like to say it. Scotty Crump right here, the number 11 machine out there, the low live racing number 11, making his qualifying time right now. He's showing in 11th position with a 32.311. Right now, it's Richard Swavely sitting on the top of the charts. You see it at the top of your screen, the 38. Oh, he just got knocked off as we were looking there. It looks like Derek Myers takes over the number 1 spot with a 32.092. Minute and a half left here in qualifying session. Dustin German up to 4th with that last lap he just made, 32.254. So about 2.5, little under 2/10 slower than the pole sitter there. It puts him in 4th. Richard Swavely less than a 10th behind Derek Myers in the number 4 machine. We'll take a look at that 4. This driver right here, so far he's holding on to the pole. And if this guy starts on the pole, you better watch out. He's going to be coming in hot this season. Actually, a little bit short on races, I believe. Derek Myers' first race is tonight, so it looks like Derek Myers will be making his debut tonight here at Kentucky on the pole. So good job, Derek Myers. Number 4 machine. Qualifying is wrapped up here, 30 more seconds, but all the drivers have been out there that are going to qualify. David Clymer decides not to. Ryan Kendrick also opts out of qualifying, starting on the tail end of the field. Well, let's see if we can get a word in with the driver that's sitting on the pole right here, the number 4 machine, Derek Myers. Derek Myers, this Jay Weezy, you got a copy?
10-4, Jerry, got you.
Hey, starting on the pole tonight on your debut, coming in a little hot. Don't you think you might be painting a target on your back, or are you just coming in here to win some races?
I think the safest place to be is out front, and I'll always live by that. So, you know, can't do better than what I did right there. Just
I have to agree with you there. Out front, you'll be able to start this off. Also, believe it is on green here for the first one, but I could be wrong, so might not get an advantage on that first restart, but get an early caution, man. You'll be in control of this one, man. Good luck out there, Derek.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully it's a good race for you.
Hey, absolutely. Derek Myers, number 4. He's the number 4 machine. All right, let's take a look at our starting grid here tonight. Coming into race number 5. There he is, number 4. Derek Myers sitting on the pole there. Give me just 1 second, please. All right, I apologize for that small delay there. The number 4 machine of Derek Myers starting on the pole. The 38 is Richard Swaverly starting outside there in that first row. The 46 machine of Jared Galloway is going to be starting second row inside. The points leader, Dustin German, starting second row outside there. The number 6 machine, the 28 machine, is Charles Silva starting third row inside. The 123 machine looks like Blake Mosley. He's going to be starting on the outside there of Charles Hollywood. Charles Silva's the 23 of Randy Brashear starting fourth row inside. And then the number 11 of Scott Crump won a race here. I believe it was at Atlanta. The number 8 of Noah Samples is going to be starting in that fifth row, along with the 87 of Sean Freeman. And we got the 96 machine out there starting in that sixth row, Dustin Heath. The 119, Corey Stansel. The 47 of Kyle Edgar, and the 88 of Thomas Coggins out there as well. And we got Nicholas the Russian Rocket Yaski starting back there, and another driver. Number 515 of Chris Cox, the 55 of Ryan Kendrick. Green flags out here for race number 5. Here we go. Derek Myers out to a good lead here, heading off into turn number 1. Leaves Jarrett Galloway and Richard Swaverly to battle side by side. The outside prevails there early on. Blake Mosley with one heck of a run there. Dives to the inside of the number 38. Richard Swaverly gets a good run off of turn number 2. Trying to pick up some spots here early in this one, moving up to the second position. But as they cross the start-finish line, looks like maybe Richard Swaverly. Nope, Mosley had it by a fender. Not even a fender. Followed by the 46 of Jarrett Galloway and Dustin German. Here comes Scotty Crump in the 11 machine, looking to make it 3 wide down the backstretch. These guys putting on a show here early. Oh, the 11 of Scotty Crump gets the 28 involved as well. Charles Silva's more trucks getting hung up in this one. Silva's Jr. gets it turned around. Wow, first caution of the night. I'm losing my voice already. Let's take a look at the replay. I know it started with the 11 of Scott Crump. Scott was flying there early, super fast truck. Let's take a look here from Scotty Crump's cockpit here. It's right along in the number 11. As you see, he puts it 3 wide here, coming off of turn number 2. Oh, contact happens right there. It turns him sideways. Right in front of the field. There's the 28, the 47 of Kyle Edgar squeezes by. It looks like also the number 23, maybe? Yeah, Randy Brashears might have got caught up in that one as well. So I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at it from another angle, because that was a wild one. And we'll see what happened here with Randy Brashears. Randy in the 23 machine comes up on it. It happens in front of him. Tries to make a move, dodges the first one. Here comes the 88 of TJ Coggins. Noah Samples comes down, makes contact with that 23 of Randy Brashears. That's what causes him to do a loop. Wow, not sure what happened there with Noah. Let's see one more time from Noah's point of view here. The number 8 right behind the 28, which we know hit hard there. Not too hard, just got into the wall. Looks like the 8 of Noah Samples just turns down a little bit, trying to stay out of the 28's way. And he's going to make contact there with Randy. That's what caused that. Wow, a lot of stuff went on early and went on in that caution. A little bit of an extensive replay on that one. What do you think about that? KD in the house. Thanks for watching. That's right, live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch TV. So, hey, man, we appreciate the support from everybody out there. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's Kentucky. How could you not? Derek Myers still leading laps out there, so he might be right what he said there during that interview, saying, you know, being out front, safest place to be, best place to be. So coming in hot on his debut, starting on the pole, still leading laps, looking good for that number 4. Blake Mosley, he shot up into that second position there pretty quick as well. Watch out for that 123 Blake. I know he knows how to get around Kentucky. Pretty fast driver there. A little bit hard on his tires and stuff at times, but hey, he's still got it. He's still got it. All these dirt drivers out here trying to make laps on these asphalt tracks. Makes it really interesting there, so. Still early in this one, lap number 5, 75 laps in this one tonight. Who you got? Who's your pick? Come on, let's pick a truck. I know you could. Scotty Crump was a good pick, man. Scotty, I know the 11. I call him Scotty. Scott is his name, so I hope he don't get offended by that. Scotty Crump. Hate to see it for Scott. He went down pit row, and let's see where he's at. Looks like he's back out on the track. Let's take a look at this truck real quick before we go green. I know he had some pretty hard contact. I'm not sure if they got fast repairs or not, but hey, it kind of looks like it. I don't see a whole lot of damage. The rear spoiler is still straight. Front end's pretty cleaned up, so maybe they got fast repairs. I have to find out from one of these drivers here later. And if you got a driver you like, let me know who it is, what you want to ask, and we'll try to talk to him under caution. Green flag comes out. The 4 of Derek Myers decided he was going to take the high side on that restart, and that allows Dustin German to get a good look and jump on this restart. Pops up into that number 2 spot, the points leader. Looking to have a good run here. Derek Myers gets way out on these drivers. So let's take a look a little bit further back here. We got Blake Mosley. He gets around Dustin German there, takes over that number 2 spot. Richard Swavely sticks his nose in there as well, drops Dustin German back to 4th. So the number 6 gets a good restart, a little bit slow early in the runs. And I know a little bit about why, maybe. I already recently switched to VR, so could be having some kind of struggles. First time at Kentucky, first time in the truck, something like that. Richard Swavely up the track there just a little bit, using a higher line. Looks like he gets a good run there, but Kyle Edgar, man, he is going to be one to watch out for. The 47 machine. He tends to get around pretty quick. I've been keeping an eye on that 47 this season, and he's had some really good runs. We know he's got the speed in it, but does he have enough to finish? We know, I think he's had a win, right? He won at Daytona, first race of the season. Yeah, Kyle Edgar won at Daytona, so he does have some good runs after that as well. Just couldn't close the deal. Right now looking good, running in the number 4 spot there. Richard Swavely still fighting with these other drivers. Seems like the 38's been side by side the entire time. Yeah, he's his first opportunity to get single file here. The 87 of Sean Freeman right behind him, currently in that 6th position. Here comes TJ Coggins, Thomas Coggins in the 88 machine on the outside here, coming around the right side of that 87 truck as they move their way down the front straightaway into turn number 1. The 87 down on the bottom, a lot slower down on that line. We'll see if the 88 gets a good run off here using that higher line. They're going to stay side by side, pretty much identical. Looks like a drag race down the backstretch. The 88 does pull away by just about a car's length, and I believe we have trouble on the track. Oh, the 28 of Charles Silvas gets destroyed. Wow, I'm not sure what happened. They did bring out the caution, so it gives us an opportunity to, you know, go back and take a look at it. I'm not sure what that was all about, so we'll try to keep an eye on them here. Coming down the backstretch here. Oh, it happened in front of him. The 23 ends up saving it. Oh, Hollywood makes an evasive right turn, and it turns his truck around, I believe, in front of the other 2 trucks. So let's take a look at Randy Brashears, because I did see smoke from the cockpit of that 28 machine. All right, let's take another look. Let's watch Randy. Scott Crump pulling up to the inside. Scott Crump involved in one incident. Looks like Randy Brashears hangs on to it after a little bit of contact there from Scott in the 11 and the 515. Just zooms on by there. Chris Cox. Wow. Looks like David Clymer out there just waiting to attack, kind of hanging out in the back a little bit further like I would be. While these other drivers lead laps, this guy's down on pit road right now. Let's take a look from pit road. As they come off of pit road, there's your leader right there. Derek Myers come in as your race leader. He's going to come out as the race leader. Followed by Blake Mosley, Kyle Edgar, Richard Swavely, TJ Coggins, Scott Crump, Noah Samples, Sean Freeman, Noah Samples, Dustin Heath. Here it comes. Looks like the 119 is going to get that spot. Couple drivers getting some work done out there. The 420 machine of David Clymer driving out of Paducah, Kentucky, where they have a lot of sessions. Oh, Paducah. Out there riding around the 420 machine. Chris Cox takes the lead. No, I'm sorry. Chris Cox. It's showing Chris Cox as the leader, but I don't believe that's right. I think there's some kind of issue with the scoring right here. We are being informed that Chris Cox is not the leader. Derek Myers is your race leader. Maybe he is. Okay. Chris Cox is going to get a 2-tire stop, puts him in the lead. Derek Myers also takes 2 tires. That's what happened. Okay, so Chris Cox is going to be up on the front row. I'm not sure who your leader is at this point. These guys just bouncing back and forth like that, and they have the option to choose high line or low line. So I believe Derek Myers. Oh, I like to hear that, man. That's good. I'm glad you brought that up. I was talking about Kyle Edgar and his win at Daytona earlier. Thanks, Jade Franklin on Facebook. Yeah, he got that win at Daytona, and that, it locks him into the chase. And I would absolutely love to talk to him. So as soon as we get a chance, we'll pull up Kyle Edgar. We'll find out what he thinks about the track, and his thoughts on what it's like to be locked in, knowing that they got Bristol next and then Auto Club. So here we go. Derek Myers getting set to throw the pedal down to the floor. When that green flag waves this time, it's going to be on Chris Cox. So Chris Cox was your leader. Derek Myers had to wait for Chris Cox to hit the gas before he could, which allows Chris Cox to jump out to the front with a 2-tire stop. Pit strategy puts him up on the front, but Derek Myers just storms around him on the high side. Chris Cox fighting back. Not going to be able to hold on to the lead. The number 4 back up front here to lead more laps. Chris Cox fighting for the number 2 spot. That's Kyle Edgar. We were just talking about him. Kyle Edgar looking good. Running strong in the number 2 spot. Let's jump on board with Kyle Edgar here. Kyle Edgar running second, trying to run down our leader right there. You see him right in front. Getting some pressure here from Blake Mosley. See Blake Mosley from the mirror cam. Blake Mosley down on the inside. Let's watch these guys battle as they come off of turn number 4. That long looping front straightaway here. Blake Mosley with a fender on Kyle Edgar. At the moment, Mosley down on the bottom. I just gotta believe that high line will prevail. Kyle Edgar gonna keep the hammer down as he comes down the backstretch here, still fighting with the 123 machine. Does get a little bit of an advantage heading off into turn number 3, but he is taking a long way around. But the long way around might have more momentum than that lower line. So we'll see. Not gonna be able to pull off. Kyle Edgar going to drop back to 3rd, and here comes the 88 of TJ Coggins. He's trying to pull up into the mix. TJ, another great driver out there that's had some good runs here this season. Scott Crump in his rearview mirror. Scott been involved in a few incidents here tonight. Already early in this race, so Scott might be trying to take care of some of his stuff now. Be a little bit more careful. We know he's got the speed. Does he have the patience to wait it out to when it really counts? The 87 of Sean Freeman. Richard Swavely in the 38. They're going at it here. Swavely opts out of getting single file, says, nope, I'm going to look to your inside and try to take over that number 7 spot. Let's go back up here and watch this battle. TJ Coggins is on the outside as they go down into turn number 1. Scott Crump down on the bottom here. Sean Freeman right there waiting to attack if something happens. Let's watch it from the front of Sean Freeman. Some racing going on in front of him. Sean Freeman hard on the throttle coming off of turn number 2. It's a good run, almost up to the back bumper, that number 11. Great line through 3 and 4, if you ask me. He couldn't have done it any better. Perfect line through turns number 3 and 4. That's going to allow him to pull up closer to the back of these drivers that's racing it out in front of him. Scott Crump and TJ Coggins. Scott Crump loses that battle with TJ. TJ's going to pull away. Here comes Kyle Edgar, his next victim. He's going for it again. He wants to take on another driver here. These guys swapping positions here for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Great race going on here right now. Lap number 21 of 75 early in this one. A lot of action going on. A lot of racing. Scott Crump, Sean Freeman, Rick Swavely, Rich. I'm gonna start calling him Rich. Rich Swavely. What's up, Rich? I like Rich, man. He's super fast. The 38, kind of like I don't know how to explain it, but you got to watch out for that guy because he knows what to do. He's kind of quiet and then he just pounces. Good battle going on here still. 2 by 2. Looks like the 11 side by side with the 47, while the 38 and the 87 is going to battle it out. Here comes Noah Samples. Noah's done caught these drivers. They've been battling for a few laps here now. Now Noah Samples has done caught up, and we got a pack of race trucks going around this track right now. These guys going at it. Noah Samples could have chosen either line. He chose to run the high line there and stay in line with that 87 machine of Sean Freeman. Sean, a great driver. Had some bad luck this season. The 87, very fast truck. Just a little bit of bad luck on his side. Right now he's got a little bit more bad luck on his side. The 38 on the inside of him, trying to take that spot from him. Rich Swavely wants that number 6 spot. But Sean Freeman, he's gonna be able to hold him off. Noah Samples is gonna pull up next to him. They're gonna go side by side right in front of Sean Freeman. Scott Crump and Kyle Edgar still going at it. Wow, we'll watch this battle. Rich Swavely trying to use the bottom there. Noah Samples gets a good run, pulls to the inside of the 87. Noah Samples on the bottom, Sean Freeman up on the high side. Look at the 87 go as he comes around the outside like 2 trailer park girls. This is an awesome, awesome race to watch, and I'm not even worried about up front. Derek Meyer's still the leader, though. If you're interested in that, the number 4 machine, but he's starting to become under a little bit of pressure there. Blake Mosley in the 123. He's had a strong truck all night. Thomas Coggins back there battling with a group of other drivers there. Kyle Edgar, Scott Crump, Sean Freeman, all them. But Thomas Coggins managed to get out in front of them just a little bit. You see him here coming down the backstretch. 1, 2, 3, single file. We got a battle for 4. Scott Crump, Kyle Edgar still going at it. They've been doing this for about 7 laps. I hate that camera view. About to fix it. Keep switching to the pits. These guys are going at it. Kyle Edgar went up way high, way by the wall. Got really close to it. Didn't get any damage. Didn't get into it. Didn't slow him down a whole lot. He did lose a little bit of track position. And we got another battle behind them. 3 wide. Dustin German, your current points leader. See it? Did it again. I'm going to whoop it. Points leader right there, the number 6 machine. It's like he's pinned down on the bottom right now, and he has got drivers swarming him. The number 46 there, I'm sorry, the 9th, yeah, the 46. Jared Galloway. A 4, a 6, a 9, I don't know. The 55 right behind him, Ryan Kendrick. I think some of these drivers were thinking there were going to be another caution, or either thinking or hoping there was going to be another caution, was kind of laying back, and then all of a sudden these guys just took off on them. No caution's been out yet, so now they're really starting to race each other. A caution could come out at any point because these drivers are all over each other. There it is, the 96 machine. That was Dustin Heath. And oh no, Charles Silvas just can't miss a wreck tonight. He's going to get caught up in that one as well, as the track closes up on him right as he was coming through. The 28 just cannot catch a break. Hollywood, man, what's going on out there? Tell me, man, tell me why. Poor Charles Silvas, man, he is just really unfortunate for him, but we're gonna watch what happened here. We're gonna watch it really close because the 47 of Kyle Edgar, he come off of turn number 2, and it looked like he had a good run, tried to swerve to the inside. I'm not quite sure what happened, but we will take one more look just to see if we can pinpoint what actually happened there. Let's check from the roll cam, or the roof cam, sorry. Oh, that was Dustin Heath. Let's check it out from Kyle Edgar here. Coming down through turns number 2 here. Oh, just barely touches him. And that sends the 96 spinning to the inside there. And then, of course, the 28 of Charles Silvas had to jump up in that one. Let's take a look from his. It's just nowhere to go. And what a hit. He saved it from hitting the front end of that truck, but just couldn't do it. All right, let's do what we said we was going to do. Let's talk to Kyle Edgar and find out. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Getting a little choked up here. All right, what we need here, Kyle Edgar. Try to find Kyle on the radio. Give me just a second. All right, let's do it. Kyle Edgar, it's Jay Weezy in SRTV booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, 10-4, I got you.
Hey, Kyle, man, you got somebody out there watching. Jay Franklin, man, he said, what's the track like, man? How your car feel, or how's your truck feel, and how's it feel knowing that you're going on into the chase, man, after locking yourself into Daytona, at Daytona?
Yeah, it's a pretty good feeling, you know, winning at Daytona, very first race, and you know, been pretty consistent early on, but I absolutely hate this track. I'm just trying to hang on for a top 10. So we'll see. Try to bite into Dustin's points lead there and just hang on.
Oh yeah, roger that, man. Yeah, 25-point lead right now, but you know, you're second, so you're the closest one. You're the one that can probably do it. If anybody can do it, I know you can do it. Either way, man. I know Kentucky's a tough track, man, but you look good out there, so good luck tonight.
10-4, thanks.
He said he doesn't like Kentucky at all. He said truck's all right, track, he don't like it. I don't think he actually likes the track itself, not like how it feels. I think he likes what he's got. It seems fast, it looks fast. He just don't like my home track. That's all right. Well, fine then. We'll leave it at that. Good question though. Thanks for that, Jade Franklin. We appreciate you. All right, we're getting set to go green here one more time as we're approaching halfway. Lap number 33 right now out of 75. And we're getting the green flag as soon as that pace car pulls off on the pit road. Derek Myers and Blake Mosley, your front row. TJ Coggins and Scott Crump in the second. And we're racing one more time, and I guarantee you it's about to get... They're about to get it on. Well, they say they're about to send it. I'm a big fan of Kyle Edgar, by the way, so that was my pleasure, my pleasure. He has a lot of good, valuable information. It's always fun. It's always a pleasure to talk to Kyle Edgar. And yeah, he's second in points. He's 25 points out. But hey, man, this is a chase. So, you know, he's locked in. He really ain't got to worry about that too much. I'm not really sure how it's going to work out. How they're doing the chase. I'm sure it's a regular chase, right? So elimination style chase, right? But hey, it's always good to close that points lead. It helps with the mindset part of it. We're looking at Blake Mosley here because Blake has been all over the back of Derek Myers all night. And this time, it looks like Blake Mosley's not going to let him get away. He said, no, I'm going to follow you up through there, and we'll see what happens. He takes it from him right here. Looks like Derek Myers not going to fight, which is a very, very smart choice there. No reason to hang on to him and burn your stuff up and let all the other trucks catch you. Go ahead. If you think he's faster, you know, let him go. Let him go on down. You catch him later if you're fast enough, right? Blake Mosley leading laps right now. Let's take a look at some of the other drivers because we got a little bit of battling going on back here. Let's see our points leader. Dustin German. Jared Galloway right there in the 46. Looks like Richard Swaverly is just going to battle all night long with people because he is side by side once again fighting for another position here. Rich Swaverly's trying to take over the number 6 spot. Right now he's got it on the outside. A little bit of an edge over Sean Freeman, the 87. Sean Freeman, looks like he disappeared for just a second, so he might be having some technical difficulties there. Rich Swaverly completes that pass. Next on his list is Noah Samples. Noah Samples right out in front of him. You see they're not getting full acceleration as they come off of the corner. So these drivers are working that throttle. And that really opens up the door for the driver's side of things to come out, you know. These are fixed setups, so that already has a lot to do with it. But also, yeah, the way you drive this track, if it was a little bit loose, I would love it. I love a loose race truck. It also makes it fun too, a whole lot of fun. He's pulling up on the back of TJ Coggins, and we seen TJ earlier. He ran down all the way up into that third spot, so TJ's got a fast truck. Noah Samples kicking it up a notch here on this halfway mark of the race. Richard Swavely looking to make a move. Not gonna do it. He thought about it. I seen him. Richard Swavely's gonna decide to go to the outside. The Toyota and the Chevy going at it head to head. A lot of Toyotas right there. We got 4 Chevys and 2 Toyotas, or 3. I know there's 2. Let's see. Let's see how many Toyotas is out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 Toyotas showed up here tonight. So it looks like Chevrolet is going to have the advantage here. Yep, 7 Toyotas. The rest are Chevys. Oh no, as we are talking about it, 2 Chevys looks like it better not have been Charles Silvas. Did he hit him again? Oh Lord. Well, we watched that one live. Let's take another look at it here. So we're gonna go back on the replay, and while I do that, think about who we're gonna pull up, who we're gonna talk to. Who we talking to next? All right, let's look at this one and see what happened. Noah Samples and Thomas Coggins going at it right here. TJ on the inside. Oh, it looks like they make contact on the backstretch, and it. Oh, the 23, Randy Brashears. That's who that was. Randy Brashears just nowhere to go. Runs right into the side of Noah Samples. Yeah, and man, it looked like they just kind of touched a little bit there. Just enough. Let's take a look. I got an idea. Right here, they're side by side. We're riding with TJ Coggins right now. TJ on the inside. Noah Samples is on his outside. Boom, contact. Noah, it turns this truck across the nose of TJ. TJ and Noah both go down to the bottom of the racetrack, plow the inside wall. Well, TJ did. Noah Samples bounces off of TJ back up the track where Randy Brashears comes into the play. Wow. Another hard wreck for a couple of these trucks. A lot of damage is going to be involved in that one. As you see, the number 88 smoking right there. Or TJ, man, with a fast truck here tonight. Looks like it's going to be tough. Kyle Edgar's our leader right now. Let's see why. Let's see. He hasn't came down pit road just yet. Blake Mosley, Derek Myers, Scott Crump, Dustin German. Let's talk to Chris Cox. I ain't talked to Chris. Chris Cox, it's Jay Weezy. You got a copy?
I do, good sir.
Hey man, how's it going for you out there? Making a couple pit strategy calls, man. Put yourself up in position there. Worked out for you last time for the most part. Same strategy here?
I'm gonna try, but looks like I'll drop to the back. I'm not doing too good on that.
Oh yeah, a lot of strong trucks there right behind you, but it seems like you're playing for track position, man. Track position keeps you out of trouble. A lot of things going on in the back, and a lot of trucks are getting involved in a single, a 2-car wreck. Seemed like somebody else coming through getting caught up, man. So you're keeping yourself clean and up front.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Hey, well, it looks good up there, man. Good luck to you, Chris. Good talking to you.
Thank you.
The 515 right behind the pace car right now, and he decided not to come down pit road. He's going to be the only truck that did not enter the pits this time. Chris Cox in that 515. He's been out there for about 10 hot laps, 4 caution laps, something like that. So he's got about 10 laps on his tires. but he's got a lot of Chargers right behind him, and that includes, and I don't believe, I could be wrong, but I think the 38 of Rich Waverly didn't pit either, but he did go down pit road, so it puts him a little bit further back. Chris Cox, Blake Mosley, Derek Myers, Scott Crump, and Dustin German, your top three right now. And they're gonna double up. The lights is getting ready to go off on the pace car, and we're gonna go green flag racing here one more time from Kentucky Speedway, live tonight here from on SRTV Network with me, Jay Weezy. How about that? Oh, Jay Weezy, they say. Come on, I know you got some picks. Who you got? Who you picking? Type it out. Let's hear it. Who you going for? Who's going to win this one? I've asked you earlier. Nobody answered me. Let's hear it. Who's going to win? I know the 123's got a good shot. The 4's got a good shot. Scott Crump, of course. Dustin German, no stranger of victory lane. Ryan Kendrick's up there. Jarrett Galloway. Who you got? Kyle Edgar drops to 9th. But we know he can put it up front there. He's got a lot of speed in that truck as well. So, could be any of these drivers. We're going to get a good restart here this time. It's going to be on Chris Cox. Chris might have a little bit of trouble with wheel spin, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't spin those tires. Definitely don't want to cause any trouble here on the restart. Gets a good jump there. Doesn't spin tires. And here we go, back racing at Kentucky. Mosley not wasting any time. Looks to the outside of the number 4, Derek Myers, real. Wow. I was just watching, man. This is awesome to watch. These guys putting on a show. 3 wide. Chris Cox moves up out of the way. Knows they're faster. Knows they got new tires. So no problem from the 515. It's still looking good. It's dropping back like he said. Blake Mosley, your new race leader. The 123 takes over the lead of this one. Derek Myers running strong there in second, but maybe not for long. Scott Crump on the outside of him there in the 11. The points leader, Dustin German. He's ahead by 25 points, and he's running 5th right now because to his outside, Ryan Kendrick's holding on to that 4th spot. And these two drivers are battling it out for that number 4. We'll see who's got it this time by the start-finish line. The outside or the inside. Looks like it's going to go to Ryan Kendrick. He barely, that was too close for me to call. So I had to wait for the scoring to tell me who was ahead. They're going to continue to race side by side. Dustin German, he's not going to lay over here to the 55. He said, it's time to race, 25 laps to go. Put on your work boots. Let's go. The SRTV Network Chevy Silverado of Dustin German. And I really appreciate him for letting me be a part of that truck. I know it's a very fast truck. SRTV Network and Dustin German. Looks like he's going to be able to keep it out in front of that 55. Ryan Kendrick kind of holding off for now. He said maybe in a little bit. He's going to let him burn his stuff up. Then he'll try it again. Back up front. This is your leader, Blake Mosley. But look in his mirror and you'll see the number 11 of Scott Crump. Derek Myers will be right behind him. Derek running 3rd. Looks like he had a little bit of trouble coming off of turn 2. Had to lift out of the throttle. That allows the 11 to pull right up to the back bumper. And look how bumpy this track is. I just want to show you this. A lot of bumps coming through the corner. You see that thing jumping up and down. That's the trouble. You got a tight race car and a lot of bumps. It just don't want to turn, man. Makes it really hard for them. But great looking shot there. left front tire there on the 123 machine of Blake Mosley, your race leader. That 11 of Scott Crump gets a good run off of turn number 4. It looks like he's gonna pull up. Nope, not quite yet. Looking to the outside, he got his nose in there. Mosley dives down into turn number 1. Scott Crump stays high because Derek Myers pulls up in there on the inside. The Toyotas is trying to run down that Chevy. Right now it's Chevy out front, Toyota, and they're pushing the 123 there. Scott Crump gives the 123 a little nudge, hoping maybe to send him off in the corner and mess his line up there just a little bit. No mistake made by the 123. Mosley gonna still lead that lap. Here comes Derek Myers, the first race of the season. The number 4 shows up tonight, puts it on the pole, and leads a whole lot of laps, barely keeping it out in front of Mosley though. But now Mosley's got the lead. Let's see if he's got what it takes to get around that 123. But first, he's got to get around Scott Crump right now, and that's not looking like an easy task. Scott Crump with a fast truck. The low line racing number 11 Toyota Tundra. Oh. No, Derek Myers having some issues. Not what he wants. Inside. We're on the outside. Derek Myers is on the inside. We're riding with Scott Crump here in this 11. Looks like he burped it just a little bit to let the 4 get on in there. That way they wasn't racing side by side, but then he gets a great run down into turn number 1. You see these drivers fighting that tight condition. Seems like turn number 2, Calamity Corner, not quite, but you know, it's a little bit tight. Dustin German running strong in the 4th spot. These drivers better watch out because he is a long run driver, and if they let this thing go green, that number 6 machine might steal this one away from them. Who are we talking to next? Well, we have a caution before we can, but if we have a caution, who are we going to talk to? Let's look at the weather here and find out why they're fighting these tight conditions. The air temperature is 81 degrees. Wind's coming out of the north at 11 or 12, so, you know, it's kind of shifting around a little bit. You see northwest 13, so it's going up and down, shifting left and right, east and west, whatever, north. Well, that might be part of the issue, that the air temperature is 81 degrees and the track's 83, so I'm not sure if that's playing a role in why they're fighting it so tight. Maybe they're just getting more grip than they would like, which is allowing that tire to grip down into the track instead of slide across the top of it. That's probably what's going on out there right now, but the more rubber that gets laid down on the racetrack, it should be get better as the race goes on. We got a steady battle going on for that number 2 spot. Derek Myers and Scott Crump have been running under a blanket here for the last 5 laps. Derek Myers been fighting to get that spot from Scott, but Scott just not having it and fast enough to stay out in front of Derek Myers. We'll see who's been taking good care of their equipment as the race goes on. All right, let's find another battle to watch. We got another battle. Kyle Edgar involved, of course. Not really a battle, but he's about a half a second behind TJ Coggins. Our closest battle on the racetrack is this battle right here. So, looks like we got 0.3. Scott Crump, Derek Myers is, yeah, that's the closest battle. These guys right here, they're starting to pull up along the back side of that 123, Blake Mosley. Looks like they're getting inching ever so close to the back end of that leader. So we'll see if Blake Mosley took care of his equipment. Derek pulls to the inside for the 10th time. 20th time. It's been a lot of times. I'm not even counting anymore. These drivers just battle and battle, and Derek Myers can't get it done down on the bottom. The number 4 just not the speed that it needs to come off of that corner and take over that spot from Scott Crump. The outside momentum just too much for the number 4 right now, but don't burn your stuff up by trying over and over again. Give it a few laps and try again. If they fight side by side, that's exactly what Mosley, the leader, needs. He wants it. He likes it. He said, okay, go ahead. I dare you. You guys battle side by side for 10 more laps, because those 10, I guarantee you, those 10 laps that they were just now fighting, it did some work to those tires just a little bit. So that's going to allow Blake Mosley to just kind of set sail out front and run his line and kind of try to take care of his equipment as much as possible. Oh no, Scott Crump and Derek Myers get together. After Scott Crump gets into the wall, let's see what happened. What was that? All right, let's take a look on the replay and find out who we're going to talk to. Come on, you got to tell me. Come on, Jade, pick somebody. Who we talking to next? All right, let's watch this battle here. These two drivers. They come across start finish line and drive down into turn number 1. And when they do, they're coming off of 2 right here. Myers, oh, Scott Crump gets into the outside wall, and that throws his truck across the nose of the number 4 of Derek Myers. And if that's the case, then Derek Myers might have a little bit of front end damage. I don't see any though, so maybe he don't. Maybe he don't. I don't see a thing on that truck, so I'm not sure. There's your leader, Blake Mosley. Caution's out with 10 laps to go, so you know what that means. We're gonna have a shootout to the end. It's gonna be a 5-lap dash or something like that to end this one here tonight after a couple long runs. I'm sure the drivers didn't want to see that. Dustin German up to 3rd, since the number 11 of Scott Crump's not in the top 5 now. It's going to give him one more spot. Steadily running well to hold on to that points lead. Let's talk to let's talk to Dustin German. Let's do it. He's the points leader. If we can't talk to Dustin, we'll talk to Blake, and I don't think we can talk to Dustin, so we'll talk to Mosley. But we gotta wait. Make sure he's off pit road. He comes out. There's a cone right here. See this cone right here. They gotta stay on the bottom of the racetrack until they cross that cone. Then they can merge up onto the racing surface. So now that they've done that, we'll see if we can find Blake. Blake Mosley, it's Jay Weezy. You got a copy?
I do.
You got a fast truck too there, Blake.
Yeah, this is definitely one of my better tracks. I was really kind of looking forward to this. After I missed Eldora, I knew this was probably going to be my last chance of making the chase. So I had to do good here, and me and Derek and Scott just then, man, that's hard racing.
Oh yeah, man. You're doing the elimination style race chase, right? Chase race?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so a win here locks you into that. Yeah, you definitely need that. But the top from 2 to 19 are within 20 points of each other. So all the points that you can get here will be a good thing, man. You got a fast race truck, man. What's your odds on winning this one starting up front?
The biggest thing is going to be to keep Derek behind me. If I can keep him behind me, I'll be okay, because it's harder to pass on the inside here. So it's going to take him either moving me up the track or me making a mistake, and I think we're going to end up having like 7 to go when we go green. So I'd say 70%.
Yeah, I mean, that's good odds. Is there fast repairs?
1.
Okay, all right. I was just curious because, you know, he just got into that little bit of contact with the 11 of Scott Crump there on that last caution, so he might have a little bit of damage. Unless
he said he did.
Okay, yeah, it didn't look like it, but you never know, you know.
He could have used the fast repair. I don't know. Either way, it's gonna come down the wire between me and Derek, I think. And then you got Dustin back there in third. He's definitely not one to be sleeping on either.
Yeah, I would have to agree. All right, well, hey, we'll let you go back to work, man. Good luck.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Blake Mosley leading laps out there, and he's got a great shot at it. Good assessment of what he said. I totally agree with him. He's definitely got a good shot. He said 70%, but I'm going to say more than 70. It's got to be more in the 85. I'd say 85, 90. That's my guess, but we're going to find out. Lights are off on the pace car. This will be the final restart unless this thing is going to end under caution. Now, if the caution comes back out, they will have a restart, but it's got to come out here within the first 2 laps. If it doesn't come out here in the first 2 laps, and say it comes out in 3 laps, well, the caution is going to end the race. So hopefully this one will go green. If they make it 2 laps and then the caution comes out, then the race will be over. So Blake Mosley's going to try to get a good restart here. Derek Myers is going to be starting on his outside. Dustin German starting on the second row inside that number 6 machine. And then we got the number 55 starting on that second row on the outside. Also, Noah Samples looking good in that third row on the inside. He's got the 46 of Jarrett Galloway alongside him. Richard Swaverly and TJ Coggins and Kyle Edgar and Sean Freeman round out the top 10. Green flags out. Oh, the 47 gets loose. He spins the tires, but the 123, he checks out there. Blake Mosley gets a good restart. Derek Myers, he's going to give it all he can to catch up to the back bumper there. Dustin German says, I ain't letting you go nowhere. Running in third. Oh, Scott Crump swerves down the backstretch on the inside there. You've seen it on the camera down the backstretch. I believe they ended up taking care of all that. We gotta watch this because Derek Myers looking to the inside here on Blake Mosley. Can he make that pass? We're gonna wait and see. 5 laps to go. Derek's got a nose in there, and he's going to take it on the inside. Couldn't get it done. Mosley still leading as he comes across the start-finish line. It will be 4 to go. I think Mosley protecting that high side. He said, hey, I'll give you the bottom, but I'm going to run this high line like a bat out of you-know-where. German sitting there lurking in that number 3 spot. Here comes Noah Samples. Noah running 4th. Jarrett Galloway in 5th. Dustin German, he finds an opportunity. He looks to the inside of Derek Myers here as we approach 3 laps to go. They're going to go side by side down into turn number 1. Derek Myers is on the outside where the outside has been paying off for these drivers. So right now it's a Chevy up front, Toyota in 2nd, and Chevy in 3rd, and Chevy in 4th. I hear a little bit of tires squealing, so they're out there putting down some speed right now. Some of the fastest laps they've ran all night here in the last few laps. Derek Myers, one more shot, 2 to go here for Blake Mosley. Derek Myers gets the outside. Oh, Mosley makes an evasive move to the inside. that might be it. 1 to go. White flag for Derek Myers. Dustin German looks for that number 2 spot. Blake Mosley had some trouble on the backstretch, had a terrible entry down into turn number 3. Dustin German with a great save. Mosley made a little bit of contact with him, got him sideways. German hung on to it. Noah Samples, he was right there watching and waiting for that opportunity, and he's going to stick his nose in there. This is for the number 2 spot, side by side as they come down the front stretch. Dustin German takes that 2nd spot, but guess what? Derek Myers, he's going to be the winner tonight at Kentucky, and he deserves it. He deserves it. He got to the inside of Mosley. I'm not sure what happened. I know they didn't make contact, or it didn't look like they did. It looked like a good gap between those drivers. Derek Myers gonna walk away with the win. Dustin German's gonna get that number 2 spot. What a performance by him tonight after not having any practice, coming in a little bit late. And he comes out of here with a good run. Noah Samples, he gets that number 3 spot to finish on the podium there. Great battle there coming to the start-finish line. The difference was 58/100ths of a second for that number 2 spot. Wow, that's close. It was less than that for the 3rd spot. It was only 40 or so. But that's going to do it for the race. Your winner, Derek Myers, doing his burnouts right now. Let's take a look at our race results here tonight. Race number 5 at Kentucky for the International Asphalt Association's iRacing iFlag Truck Series, presented by XRE Xcaliber Racing Engines here at Kentucky on SRTV Network. We're going to Bristol next week, and then we're headed to Auto Club. All right, Derek Myers gets the win. Dustin German gets that number 2 spot. 3rd's gonna go to Noah Samples, Blake Mosley in 4th. Ryan Kendrick comes home with a top 5. 6th is Jarrett Galloway. 7th is TJ Coggins. 8th is Richard Swavely. 9th, Sean Freeman. Scott Crump's gonna round out the top 10. Kyle Edgar, David Clymer, Nicholas the Russian Rocket Yaski, Hollywood Charles Silvas, Randy Brashears, Chris Cox, Corey Stansel, and Dustin Heath rounds out the field here tonight for these drivers. And what a celebration going down right now by the number 4 team of Derek Myers. Comes in on his debut, starts on the pole, and he wins this thing at Kentucky for his first win of the season, but unfortunately not going to be enough to lock himself in, to lock that team into the chase. You got to have a certain amount of races to lock yourself in, and I don't think he will be able to get that many races. So, all right, let's take a look, or let's go talk to the drivers that finished on the podium. First, we're going to talk to the driver of the number 8 machine, Noah Samples. And he was looking good there as he approached the checkered flag there. I thought he was going to have that spot. I had to wait for the scoring to come in to find out what was going on there, but he did come home 3rd, so it's a good finish by him. And he will be the first one we talk to. Let's see what he's got to say. If you got any questions for Noah Samples, hey, man, let me know what you want to ask him. Noah Samples, this is Jay Weezy. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, what a battle there. What was you thinking coming off of turn number 4? You guys, I had to wait for the scoring to come in to see who finished 2nd there.
I didn't know what to think because, you know, I was running good, and then me and TJ got together, and I just kept going, and I realized I was up there. I was hoping instead of me being in that spot, the top 3 would get together and I would still win. But
and I said it. I said, there he is. Noah Samples takes a took over, man. When you seen that opportunity, you was just waiting, and then, you know, a little bit of contact between, looked like Mosley and German sideways in front of you, man. You just kind of nailed it down on through there. But good race there coming to the start finish line, man. Good race for you tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Did you have some fun out there, man? I know you look fast, Noah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this place, especially during daytime, but I guess something happens every time it gets night here. I get a lot faster, so I'll take.
Yeah, you know, and it seemed like you kind of start off a little slower, then you kind of get going, and then you were just flying by those guys, man. It was a lot of fun watching you out there. I finally got to talk to you there.
Yeah, well, maybe you'll get to talk to me next week for the win.
Bristol, baby. Going to Bristol. That's right. Yeah, man. What's your thoughts on Bristol next week?
It's one of my favorite tracks on the game, so I'm hoping they'll get away with one there.
Yeah, it's going to be great, man. I can't wait. You know, it's always fun calling those races at Bristol. It's not so fun running in them, but hey, man, you had a lot of luck. Unlike Charles Silvis, it looked like he got caught up in about all of them, man. So good luck tonight for you. And hey, man, congratulations on your third place finish. Anybody want to thank?
I guess Mom, Dad, you know, keep cheering me on. Blake putting the series on and all that, and Coach Calipari for a good basketball team.
Oh,
come on now.
We lost Noah. I don't know what happened. No. All right, man. It was good talking to you. No, man. I'm really good to see you up here in the top 3, man. You look good out there.
I appreciate it.
All right, we're gonna move on to our race winner, but first we're gonna talk about this driver right here. He started 4th tonight, finished 2nd. He dropped all the way back there early on, kind of hung out a little bit further back, drove up through the field, kept it clean, and had an excellent race there. A little bit of luck involved. Coming to the start-finish line, got a little bit more speed there than Noah Samples, and he wound up finishing in that number 2 spot. So it was a great run for our points leader. He might get the opportunity to expand his points lead just a little bit further. But hey, man, he's locked in. And man, I would have loved to see Blake Mosley lock himself in, but I guess we're not going to be able to see that tonight. Hey, well, there's always next week, Bristol and then Auto Club. So good luck to you out there, Blake, man. I hope you do it. I think you'll make it either way, though. I really do. I think you'll be in the chase if you win or not. Let's talk to our winner tonight. The driver of the number 4 machine, first race over here with the International Asphalt Association. And he come in hot, started on the pole and finished in that number 1 spot. Led 35 laps out there. Had a lot of battling going on side by side. A little bit of competition there with Blake Mosley, but a whole lot of fun for him. It looked like. Derek Myers, this Jay Weezy, you got a copy?
Woo, hell yeah, we win it. Woo.
Hey, man, you did it. You know, we were talking about it before the race, and a little bit of luck come along your way as well. Tell us about your race tonight.
Well, we started off good. You know, from the pole, you couldn't do much better than that. And then that first, I think it was the second caution, we come down pit road, everyone, and I thought some were going to take 2 because we only had like 9 green flag laps on our tires. I took 2, and then you know, everyone else took 4, and then that one car stayed out. I forget who it was, but then I thought I was going to be in trouble, but kind of held off Blake. But yeah, Blake, he's pretty equal with me all night. And then we flip-flopped the lead there about halfway through, and he led it for the majority of, you know, the last half of the race. And then the 11 car, I was battling him so hard for second. I just wanted to get to second place. I think, you know, for like 11 or 12 laps, we were battling for second, and you know, we raced each other very clean. He raced me tight, which you know. That's what you do. And then he popped the wall and came right back across me. So I felt like it wasn't really my fault at all, but you know, it's just what happens when you race hard. But that move to get around Blake, I was just trying to get the run off, because if I knew if I get the run off, I could maybe get to the outside of him, which is where I wanted to be. So no one can pin me down on the bottom and get me tight and where I drift up. But I got to the outside of him barely, and he almost blocked it in time, but I got there just before, and then it, you know, the rest was history right there.
Yeah, we were watching that, and he swerved really low down onto the bottom of the racetrack. I don't believe there was any contact there. Was that just like him getting ready to block and then deciding at the last minute that, oh, I can't, you know, whatever? I'm not sure what went on right there.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. He tried to block it, and I got my nose in.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we seen you guys out there racing. It was a good 10 or 12 laps or so. And, you know, you did exactly what you needed to do. You know, you couldn't get it done on the bottom. You made a bunch of runs at it down on the bottom. And then you finally got that nose in on the outside of him there coming down the backstretch. And then that really awkward entrance that he had made down in there allows you to get out front, kind of get a little bit of space, a little bit of breathing room there between you and Mosley. And, man, after that, it was no looking back for you there. So, congratulations on the win tonight, man. It was a lot of fun out there, it looked like. And, hey, man, good job. Anybody want to thank?
That's Dustin finished second. Good old teammate. And then, yeah, thank you to Blake for racing me very clean all night. I had fun racing with him. We were talking throughout the race, and we were pretty equal. So, I'm thankful for him racing me clean. So, we both finished there at the end. And, yeah, thank you for broadcasting it, Jerry.
Hey, man, we appreciate you out there, man. Hey, congratulations one more time. Hey, great celebration, too, man. I like the burnouts. That was awesome.
Yeah, thank you. It was a lot of fun to do that. Hopefully more often.
All right, Derek. Well, we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Derek Myers walks away with the win for race number 5 at the iRacing iFlag Truck Series presented by XRE Xcaliber Racing Engines. That's right, here at Kentucky. But next week, we're going to Bristol. So, hey, come back. It'll be Thursday night at 9:40 Eastern Time when we go live. Probably be live about 9:35 or so. But keep an eye on our SRTV Network Facebook page or on YouTube or also on Twitch TV. Either way, however you want to, it's all good. Hey, man, we appreciate the support. We appreciate all the guys and girls and kids and mothers and fathers and great people that's out there watching us up here. And, of course, I had an awesome time. I hope you enjoyed the race here tonight. So come back. Until next time, for SRTV Network, I'm Jay Weezy. Everybody, have a great night.